And good evening. Thank you for choosing Graps TV and the Sicko Show. I'm your host, the Matty Man, and welcome to your AEW Collision Live watch along tonight. We have one hell of a show lined up for everyone tonight. That is a fact. We're going to run through the match card here real quick. Goodness gracious. I don't know what Tony was thinking. Whatever it is, we're here for it. We got Anthony Bowens and Blake Christian. We got AR Fox and Kevin Knight kicking off. And, yeah, we're going to see Tony Storm tonight. We're going to see Harley Cameron versus Athena. Jamie Hayter versus Big Billy Starks. Brody King and Konosuke Takeshita. Mega Bane's going to be in action tonight. We're also going to hear from Mercedes Moné. And FTR is going to give us some half-witted reason why they turned heel on us. What's up, Fuego? How you doing tonight, buddy? Good Lord, what a night. We are in for some hellaciously good action tonight. And they're live from Springfield, Massachusetts, home of a lot of things. Goodness gracious alive, what a show tonight. And I'm glad you guys are here with us tonight. Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, there's a few minutes left in Mr. Norton's voting over there. If you've seen that post floating around there, we sure would appreciate more votes. Obviously, I will sit here and stump for him. I don't really care. We're winning, but, you know, hey, it's good to be winning. What in the world is going on here tonight? Give me just a second here. Wrong one. Let's get back here. Give me a second. I'm getting everything else set up here because no earthly idea what happened with the television. We're live now, but hey, things are going to happen, right? Good Lord, they're laying out the match card themselves here, and this is unreal. This is unreal how much good wrestling we're going to have tonight. Let's see where we're at here. All right. We just got an announcement here that Jon Moxley is taking the place of Pac, and he is actually going to be stepping in to help them defend the Trios title against the Ops here on Wednesday. So that show's already looking good. This is Tony's cooking. What's up, Catherine? How you doing? We just hit 10 viewers here, by the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a very sports-heavy night tonight, so whatever we get's what we get. It's Saturday night. I'm just here for the wrestling. And not wasting any time whatsoever, FTR making their way to the ring to give us some half-ass excuses to why they turned on Cope. I'm sure it's going to be good. My daughter. So that actually does make Mox a double champion now. And of course it puts that grind in there that, I mean, I love Pac to death, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's a great wrestler, he's loving. It would have been, I hate to say it, but it would have been really odd to have them lose the titles like this. So I'm glad Tony stepped up and let them do that. I'm glad they're doing the Freebird rule here. Freebird rule still alive and well from 1982. I still think they're getting ready to set up for Anarchy in the Arena with this stuff, and I'm here for it. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm here for that for sure. There we go. My daughter. But now, see, how is this going to work? What I'm curious about mostly with all of this, they're not even going to get words out anyway. I'm curious as to how this leaves the tag team titles because you heel versus heel. Yeah, they are. All right. So far, the explanation is not landing. Uh-oh. The old he only cared about himself. He held us down, my daughter. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're definitely working the heat here. That's a fact. Let's see what we got here. Hmm. Well, well, well. All right. It's the cool thing to do to boo them when they're talking. Uh-oh. Okay, we should be thanking FTR. Cash Wheeler does not make a good heel. I still can't boo him. Now Dax Hardwood, on the other hand, he's got this down pat, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so far they've clicked. Oh well, I mean, Rockingham though, Rockingham, still Rockingham. If I had a choice between watching WrestleMania and Rockingham, I'd be in Rockingham too. That's a fact. In fact, I may actually start handling some NASCAR stuff here down the road. I haven't decided yet on when, but I've actually decided on that as well because when we do the TV channel, I'm gonna have to have more than just wrestling on there for sports. I can tell that right now. So I can deal with racing. I can deal with high school or yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Cash is good on the mic, but he's just not selling me as a heel. What's up, Dev? Happy Saturday to you too, buddy. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. I know, Catherine, but you know what? You go in and you enjoy it for your dad. You go and enjoy it for your dad. First couple of times when my mom passed, my dad was back literally before literally Friday, the Friday before the debut of Wyatt. You know, the debut the Friday before was when my dad died, and he had been looking forward to the Wyatt family, the whole 9 yards. So literally the Friday before they debuted on Monday, so to speak, because they had a lodge meeting that night, and so on and so forth. But I just sat there and enjoyed it for him, you know. That's Dave. I'm kind of starting to see that that's where this layer comes from. What's up, Fletch? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Long time no see, man. Don't be a stranger. Oh, it's getting deep already. It's thick as thieves in here now. Uh oh. That the crazy part of it is Tony feels comfortable talking shit directly to Dax. No, no, that ain't gonna happen, Fletch. Don't worry about it. That's what they want you to do is worry. No. You got two people that are gonna work tonight that have dual contracts between AEW and New Japan. You got a third one getting ready to do that because it just makes fiduciary sense. Both of them are wow. Somebody getting their ass whooped here. Nigel taking the headset off and getting ready to go to work right here, live and in living color. Live and in living color. Nigel saying, I can do this. I'm your Huckleberry. But putting Nigel in his position, uh oh. Daniel Garcia coming into the ring too. Are they going to do the Cena pose with him? Now they're recruiting Daniel Garcia. Oh wow. This is getting this what we were talking about with layers, this is getting thick. Nigel, if you ever do that again, I'll kill you. I don't know that Daniel Garcia fits Don Callis, but that's a nice thought though. That would be something that would definitely get you going right there. But I don't know. I don't know. Where are we at here? Wow. Let's see here. There we go. That's what I thought. Now I don't know what Garcia's part of now, but Fletch. Getting back to what I was saying. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Ah. Now, but getting back to the New Japan thing here. We got two athletes right now under dual contracts with New Japan. I'm thinking Mercedes is not that far behind, and I do believe if Jeff Cobb does not go to WWE, which is becoming more and more likely he won't, that we'll see another dual contract between him and New Japan and AEW, and he could actually sign in with CMLL too. So, and they're doing a joint partnership between AEW, New Japan, and CMLL coming soon. So I'm about 1,000% sure that WWE will not be within shouting distance of New Japan. That and when they formed a coalition to block things like that. I can't see them jumping out of that coalition and jumping into bed with WWE. I just don't see it happening. And plus, WWE doesn't need them, and they damn sure don't need WWE. Nakamura is not a star. No, he's eaten more pins than I think he's eaten just about as many pins as the Butcher by now. So you got to figure out. I mean, for the little title run that he had, he's eaten 104 pins in the last 3 years. But no, I don't see it happening. Nakamura is like a shell of himself, and Tozawa is the same way. Tozawa is honestly the same way, and I didn't realize this until the other day. But Io Sky has had she's batting about 33% wins versus losses. You know, and same thing with the other one too. I can't ever remember her name. The little short one, the one that really works hard. I mean, you know, it's just to me, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, Tozawa is like a fall guy. And over in Japanese wrestling, he was like the equivalent of probably a Kyle Fletcher, or not quite a Will Ospreay, but a Kyle Fletcher. He had that level of stardom. And now he's just nothing but a glorified jobber. I don't see them doing anything. And the other part of it too is you're not going to see Kairi Sane. Yeah, Kairi Sane. That's the one I was thinking about too. She's got she's batting like 20. She's batting like 200 right now in the win-loss column. So I mean, the fact of the matter is they haven't built Japanese stars, and this thing right now, even with Io Sky, she's an afterthought in the title match. I mean, say what you want, I'm gonna watch the match, but I just don't see it. I mean, it's whoa. Jamie Hayter leaving nothing to chance tonight. Wow. What in the world? It's not that I thoroughly disagree with the whole notion of it. I just don't think New Japan has any use for them. And like I told a friend of mine earlier today, they're still holding a grudge from when WWE dissolved WCW because that killed like 15% of their entire history there. I mean, literally, that shut down like 15% of their actual history just by shutting down NWA and WCW. They still holding a grudge over that. And that's just for starters. I don't know that Billie Starkz is going to win this thing, but she's going to have at least a good outing. And she's in her 502nd match now. She's in her like 502nd match and she hasn't even 20 yet. This is scary. Not enough for 3 though. That was funny as hell though. Toni Storm talking about one of these days she'll learn that you can't make money dressing from another era. I'm like, what? Toni Storm just has timing that you can't touch right now. I mean, we're just going to have to admit it. Toni Storm has that style that you just cannot touch right now. And for me, that is just absolute. Toni Storm is cinema. Whether anybody wants to admit that or not. If we're talking about cinema, Toni Storm's top's on the list right now. I mean, she is really dropping some good stuff. For right now, she does, but then again, she's 19 years old. This is what we keep forgetting. 19. Yeah, she gives everybody the hug vibes because she's a kid. For real, she's a kid. In this business here, she's a toddler. Hey, let me kill the volume for this. They're getting ready to go to picture-in-picture up top. I got it up there on the top screen. Just to see what we got here. Like, comment, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get these numbers popping here a little bit tonight. See where we're at on the other part of it here. The whole thing of it, too, is she's a kid. I mean, that's the crazy part of it. Everybody loses sight of that with her and Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne is a kid. Nick Wayne's like 19, 20 years old. He's got a couple hundred matches under his belt, but he's still a kid. So I expect them to do and give off those kid vibes until they get a little bit older. I mean, neither one of them are even old enough to drink right now. I mean, let that sink in for a minute. It's kind of like when you were in college and you had that one kid in there that would not. I am not excited for 9 hours of WrestleMania. I might cover the show. I haven't decided yet. I have a feeling there's just going to be an ass load of competition on that thing. And I'd rather just sit there and enjoy whatever the show's going to be. And plus, if I don't like it, I don't want to be on television or on screen, on camera, talking about I don't like it. I don't want to come off as a hater. I mean, if I'm not liking something, I'll not like it in private. You know what I mean? But, 9 hours a day, And, of course, everybody's sitting there going, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's fine for me. I'm talking about the people that are going to be on site in the building. It's like, guys, y'all got 18 plus the hundreds of shows going on around it, which we are going to be covering We're going to be covering Progress Wrestling show. It's going to be at 2 a.m. Eastern Time Friday. 2 a.m. Friday, and I still have to go to work. You know. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, Fletch. They're sitting there talking about long-ass shows, and we're getting ready to have 18 hours for basically one event. And out of those 18 hours, you're still not going to have it about, what, 10 matches? 11? It's 6 hours. Well, they're including the post-show, too, which the post-show is going to be about an hour. So if you take 3 hours off of that, if you take 3 hours for the pre-show, you're at 9, or you're at 6. You're at 5 hours a night. You're still looking at 10 hours for like maybe 10, 15 matches. And there they are. They're back. They're back. They're back live and in living color here. And Jamie Hayter's got her in a compromised position, which we all saw that coming. Let's see here. But Billy Stark's getting ready to come back, you know. It's this WrestleMania. Actually, I saw Andrew Baeta. I hope Baeta. I mean, I really respect his commentary a lot. And I think he's finally put it in perspective for a lot of people. WrestleMania is basically going to be the warm-up show for SummerSlam. When you think, and that's the hope. I think that's really a grasp at straws. I really do, because I don't think SummerSlam is going to be much better. Because if they can get away with the ticket sales they've got for this show, if they hit their first allotment, which they're like, last check, they're 300 tickets away. Not enough for 3, though. Billy Stark's almost picking up the pen. If they pick up their allotment, at where it sits right now for the first one, I think they're going to run SummerSlam almost identical to this. So I don't see it as being a warm-up for anything because there's just no build there. And the builds that they do have are forced. And now we're hearing backstage conflicting reports as to whether Charlotte's actually screwing the show up or whether that was scripted. You know, if that turns out to be scripted, somebody needs to be sent home because it's horrible. Yeah, WWE since 2018? Wait for it. You know, which I understand. I mean, the Bloodline was a good damn hit for him for the first 2 or 3 years. But since we're only in like inning 4 of a 4-year-long baseball game, you know, it's just one of those things that needs to get wrapped up. They need to break everybody back out into singles. The problem is, you break them out into singles, it really conflates the show. We're almost at 30 viewers right now. Thank you very much, guys. That like, comment, share kicking up there. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Because we are cooking tonight. And after this show, I am going to do a review, and I'll post it a little bit later. I'm going to do a review of this show, a complete review. It'll be about a 30-minute show. It won't be long, but I will post a review of this. Yeah, no, he can't get away from that because it's the only thing making him money right now. Not enough for 3 again. In the world? Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. All right. Looks like we're finally getting some ass kicking going on here. Backslide 2-0. Twisting neck breaker out of nowhere. Not enough for 3, though. Billy Stark's starting to look like she can actually win this match. Swanton! Hater kicking out just in the nick of time on this one. This would be crazy right here. This would actually be pretty damn crazy if it happened. I'm here for it, don't get me wrong. I'm here for it. There we go. We got 32 viewers right now in the house. Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't think Malachi Black should have jumped either, but I think Malachi, we're happy because now we know that, of course, you know, he was probably the one holding him back a little bit on that with his refusal on creative. We got a battle going on the ring apron here. Hater's got to put some work in on this match. Uh-oh. Suplex down to the concrete floor. Holy shite. Oh, and that was a thud. Oh my goodness. Now this could be a way that Billie Starkz pulls it off. If she beats Hater into the ring, that would protect both of them. Fans correctly saying this is awesome. That was a hard spot right there. Yeah, I'm not arguing with you on that, Dev. I think that Malachi Black would have been a whole lot better off staying in AEW, but you know, now the only thing that's going to really make this like crazy is if he winds up in the same position Andrade's in. I don't think that's going to happen, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but if that happens there, then we're going to know there was something going on. How do you prepare for a spot like that? There's no way. That's concrete. There's no way to prepare for that kind of spot. Oh, backbreaker. Ooh, there it is, Haterade. But it took all that to put... She made Billie Starkz right there again. Her and Mercedes, I think, have done a phenomenal job building up on Billie Starkz. No, I was just saying, Dev, if they wind up in that same position, if I'm not saying it would, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody because divorce sucks. Don't get me wrong. But if they wind up in that same position there, I'm going to have questions that need answers. That's just basically it. One is, yeah, the road got to him. Two is, okay, this is a plan. You know, because it's just highly unlikely and terribly coincidental if that actually happens. I'm just not buying it. And I'm not buying the first one either. I'm not buying the Andrade thing there. I'm not buying the Andrade situation at all. I think that was purely, yeah, that position. Yeah. That I would start to say, well, we're going to try to hurt AEW by, because they're going to split anyway. Why don't you just talk them into coming back and then split? You know, that's, nah. We're getting a video package for the Death Riders now. All right, Claudio in German talking about fuck this shit, we're not out. Yeah, I mean, well, you know, wrestlers, this is, you got to remember, wow, we're at 41 viewers. Thank you very much. Moxley coming out. You got to step in, step up, and put yourself in harm's way. Damn, Moxley's starting to cut some fire promos. Talking about Hook like he's a prison bitch will never get old. That will never get old. You know, I wondered about that, but I'm sorry, but Mox looking at the camera going, chicks dig scars, that's something else. And by the way, they are taking a commercial break. We're going to take it with them here. I'll be right back in roughly 60 seconds. We're almost at 50 viewers. I'll be right back, guys. Thank you so much, by the way. And I'm back. They're back too. Now this is a surprise. This was unannounced here. We're getting the Gates of Agony. It is good to see them on a Collision. It is damn good to see them on Collision. I'm happy. I will say this right now. It looks like he's filling time for something here. That's the bonus of staying around. Oh. The running suplex. And we're at 52 viewers. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is obviously set up to be a squash match. Good on Tony for this one. Ten. God. Let's get you in here and let's beat you up for a little while. That would cook. Oh. Tag him on in here. This is a squash to end all squashes right here. Oh! Put a fork in them, they're done. Hell yes! I'm here for that. I am here for that. Damn if I wish I couldn't clip that. Somebody clip that and put it out. I'm going to have to go back and clip that. I really am. I'm going to have to go back and clip that one. Bishop Khan, friend of the show. You know, I'm glad to see him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. So we got another impromptu match. What in the world is Tony cooking with tonight? Tony is cooking with gasoline. All right, Blake Christian. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Anthony Bowens, Blake Christian. This has the potential, well, with everything they're doing now, God only knows, but in the beginning, I thought this might be the match of the night. And he's already got the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand. Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend. Catherine, calm down. Oh, my. Whew. I'll tell you right now, man, so far this has been a damn good show tonight. I hope it does good in the ratings. Don't care if it doesn't. Really, seriously, don't care if it doesn't do good in the ratings tonight, because it's doing good where it needs to do good. It is doing phenomenal where it needs to do phenomenally. That's right. And still got Billy Gunn hanging out as his. I think this is a perfect combination, if you ask me. And I don't know that Blake Christian's even going to get too far out of the box tonight. I mean, Blake's made a few people look good, but I don't know if he's getting out of the box tonight. I really don't. Almost a 3 right out the gate. Blake's. Uh-oh. Yeah, they are going to let Blake shine a little bit here. Uh-oh. So we are having an FTR match. So we're having this thing is going to be. That is a possibility. They're going to picture-in-picture here. Hang on a second. Let me go ahead and get this turned down here so that I don't have to hear the commercials. That's extremely that's a good possibility there too, Dev. I mean, I don't know. Max, I like the gimmick. I do. I like the gimmick they're using with him, and it took a little while to grow on me. I'm not going to lie, because I just have a natural disdain for Max Caster. I do. He just doesn't do it for me. He hadn't done it for me since day one. He was one of the things that I really, before I became more of a fan of AEW wrestling, he was one of my punching bags. Because he's illogical. It's illogically booked. I think maybe Max could have been better in a different role, in a different scenario. But where he's at right now is actually starting to resonate with me a little bit more than I thought it would. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not being apologetic because I still think Max is not main event, or I don't even see him as upper mid-card work. This is where I've always seen Bowens. Bowens I've always seen as an upper mid-card guy. Maybe getting a look at the main event for right now. He needs about 3-4 more years for that. I don't know how much time. I don't know how old he is or how much time he's got left in the business, but he needs at least 2 or 3 more years in the mid-card area to even get a look at the main card area. But I never saw Max in that position at all, period. I never saw him at all in that spot. I don't. I never have, and I never will. It just is what it is. Let's see here real quick. Let me see if I can adjust this camera. Yeah, I do believe that as well, Deb. I think he's going to be the first out of that faction to win the gold, to win singles gold. Now I can see Anthony Bowens in the TNT title picture right away. If they decide to keep the Continental around, that's where I would put him. But they're so busy trying to join those two belts together, they're forgetting all about. We got an Anthony Bowens working his way up right now, and that gold would look good on him for 20-minute matches for the upcoming year. That would give him an opportunity to work it. Let's see here. And they're back. Never mind, they cleared it out there for me. Famouser. The one thing I don't want to see them start doing with Bowens is selling an injury every single time either. I don't want to see that on a regular basis. Uh-oh, got him up. That's the grand slam. Not enough for 3, though. Whoo! Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get these numbers popping. Looks like the little contest I'm a part of is just about over, and I'm getting a little bit excited to actually win a first-round matchup. I'm like, wow. I'm still not excited about it yet because that guy's got almost 1 million subs, and anything can happen. You know, seriously, down to the last minute. That was actually safer than what Christian had in mind. Diving through the turnbuckle. Blake Christian is going to be a star. Whether he's going to be a star at the mid-card level or at the main event level, I don't see him being a main eventer either. Oh, hello. What in the world? All right, Billy, go around and handle your business here. There you go. Go handle your business, Billy. Uh-oh, fruit roll up. Not enough. Big kick. Uh-oh, Christian rolling over. Spanish fly. Not enough for 3, though. Wow. I don't know what that was, but it looked damn cool doing it. Not enough for 3, though. That was nice. Blake Christian put on a nice move right there. I liked it. I'm not even joking. That was a nice move. Both these guys are showing us something. Bowens getting back to his feet. Uh-oh. I don't know if face palming him was the right idea. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kind of a cutter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's showing it. Ooh! Game over. And yep, that's it. We got 60 viewers in the house. 60 viewers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There we go. Boy, the mics are taking a beating tonight. That's a fact. So Brody King and Konosuke Takeshita is going to be the main event tonight. And we got FTR versus Daddy Magic and Cool Hand, whatever he is. I can't ever remember his name. And Megan Bain somewhere in the middle of all this. And we're still going to get words from the CEO herself, Mercedes Moné. They are going to a commercial break. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back here in just about 60 seconds. And I'm back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they're back. What a what a coincidence. And speak of the devil, and she appears. Megan Bain heading to the ring right now. I'm wondering what this match is going to look like. Looks like a 2-on-1 squash to me. I'm telling you right now, Megan Bain's the future. I mean, I realize she didn't pick up the victory at Dynasty, but that really doesn't hurt her at all. And I got to tell you, that really didn't hurt her at all in my eyes. I hope it didn't hurt her in the eyes of the fans. Because honestly, it shouldn't have. It should not have. Let's see what's what here. There we go. We're almost to 70 viewers here. This match is over before it even got started. Game over. I don't think that was the move, but good Lord. Oh, this is just sheer dominance right now. This is a good way to make her look strong again. I agree with that, but I mean, it's about to be game over right here, real quick. Well, thanks for coming out, ladies. Thanks for pulling up tonight, ladies. Hit the pay window, hit the showers, and hit the bricks. You're done. You're done. And the one thing, the key to that with the camera angle they just caught there, too, she's resonating with women. That's a good thing for AEW right there. You know, I don't know what Joey Janela's deal is, but, you know, I'm not going to disagree with you on that, not one little bitty bit. Because I, too, sit here totally confused myself. I really do. I sit here in complete confusion myself. I'm not even going to lie, Catherine. That's the comment of the night right there so far. I don't understand it. To be honest with you, I don't think Joey understands it either. If we're being honest, I think Joey's just being Joey. I'm going to see how this Joey Janela thing goes with WrestleMania week. I'm going to watch the show and see how he cooks. I want to see how he cooks totally. I tell you one thing, the thing that kind of doesn't perplex me at the same time it does is why Dustin Rhodes doesn't have a show planned in Vegas. If I were Dustin, I'd put one together. I'd have put one together right away. But I'm thinking if he does an adjacent show to All In, that's gonna cook too. Dustin is probably one of the most underrated bookers out there so far. I've seen a couple of his shows and they cook. Trust me, they cook. Kevin Knight and AR Fox coming up here. I thought one of them was going to be the match of the night. Now I know which one's going to be the match of the night. If AR Fox cooks half as well as he did at Dynasty and Kevin Knight keeps this thing going, this match right here is going to cook. Hey, we got 71 viewers right now. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a lot going on tonight. Thank you. You have other places you could have spent your time. You spent it with me. You are the stars. I am just the conduit. That's it. That's the best part about this show. I am not the star of this show. You are. Always. Always. Every day. I was wondering if it would be that too, Catherine, but I think Dustin ought to gambled. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Not enough for 3. Oh yeah, the spear is the WWE isn't gonna the WWE ain't gonna pull a gate to cover the spear. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in all fairness, Tony can't do it either. Uh-oh. Not enough for 3 though. Phew. I'm gonna be honest with you, I might be at Norfolk myself. I might be at Norfolk. I'm feeling like I might want to pull up to Norfolk. I really am. Uh-oh. AR Fox getting ready to do something. Oh! Yeah, I mean, the spear is like, let that thing sit around for like 5 or 10 years. Let it get cheaper. Because there will be something bigger, there will be something better down the road because it's Vegas. Let the spear sit for like 10 years. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to see a double or nothing in the spear. I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool. Good Lord, they went straight to picture-in-picture here. Hang on a second. But AR Fox needs to... We know what AR Fox can do. Now I'm tired of him. I'm already tired of him manifest the upcoming main event for the show on Wednesday. Huh. Mercedes Moné. Yeah, at $8 million to run, that doesn't shock me at all. Mercedes Moné. Let me see where we're at on the Mercedes Moné versus. Doesn't she have to fight Jamie Hayter now? Ain't she the next in line for that? Because I don't have the brackets in front of me yet for the Owen. You caught me off guard on that. I have brackets for everything else but the Owen, and that's on me. I'm not going to lie, that's on me. If I was going to be prepared, I should have been fully prepared. Let me go over here and look real quick, see what we got here. Here. Of course, right now, with that trios match and John Moxley in it, with John Moxley added to that trios match, that's a strong possibility right there. Yeah, if I had the brackets in front of me, Mercedes Moné, it's Boston. I think that would be the best main event to run. But then again, I'm not Tony, and Tony's showing everybody else tonight they're not Tony either. So I'm at a point now with the way I'm thinking based on this show tonight that Tony's like, he's thrown the book out the window and said, fuck it, I'm just going to book it the way I want to book it. And that's the exact way I would say it 9 times out of 10. Because that would probably be, yeah, that's probably, well, that would be something cool too. Because we're gonna have Will Ospreay, we're gonna have Kyle Fletcher there. He just hadn't booked the matches yet. He hadn't booked the matches yet, and the way he's booking tonight, the way he's booking this show tonight, if this is a taste of how he's going to book Dynamite, oh my goodness, Dynamite's going to be off the damn chain, and then they're going to be having Collision the next night, back to back. Well, everybody's high on the Death Riders except for the folks that actually hate them right now. We got 81 viewers in the house. I'm starting to see the vision behind the Death Riders. No, we definitely should not book anything that Toilet Bowl says. Why people are still amplifying that nut job, I'm lost. You know, there's a lot of things getting amplified out there in the IWC right now that I'm just scratching my head going, the guy's been wrong like every fucking time when it comes to AEW programming. I don't know why in the world anybody, I don't see why a diehard AEW fan listens to that garbage. Not enough for 3, though. This is cooking like I thought it was going to cook, too. Kevin Knight and AR Fox is cooking in the exact speed that I thought it was going to cook when I saw the match. When I saw that match come together, I'm like, this is going to be something else tonight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what that was, but it was cool as hell. 450 splash. Not enough for 3, though. Gets his shoulder up just in the nick of time. AR Fox is a tall dude to be doing a freaking 450 splash. I mean, I don't understand the hate for it. The hate for the Death Riders is definitely forced at this point. I'm seeing the vision of it, and I gotta say, I was actually in the crowd of let's see how it plays out. But now that I saw how it played out, not enough for 3 there. Now I'm seeing how it plays out. I'm in for the whole thing. And I'm not exactly sure I want to see Moxley carry the title the whole damn year, because that just reeks of bad booking to me. It just does. Wow, Spike DDT from way down south. The boom. Kevin Knight picking up the pin over AR Fox, but let's give it up for AR Fox. He sold like the rent was due. I think it's kind of time to start giving AR Fox sort of a little opening card push for right now. Let him pick up a few wins because he's eating up pins now. Him and Beast Mortos. No, we don't. Uh-oh. Did you hear that, Catherine? Oh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Gates of Agony and Hurt Syndicate on. Ah. Oh. Oh. I don't even have words for that match. I don't even have words. I'm just glad I'm covering the show. I'm just going to put it that way. I'm glad I'm covering the show. Book it, Tony. Yes. Book it. Oh, my goodness. Give me 1 second here, guys. There we go. Yeah, book it, Tony. Yeah, they. Yeah, Cool Hand Angelo met the Cool Barrier there. I don't know. Maybe this might work. I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not work. This is actually starting to grow on me pretty damn quick. Daddy Magic already busted open. You know what? If Daniel Garcia joined this, I'd be there for it. I've thought about it for a minute. I've let it marinate in my head. This would actually make sense for Daniel Garcia to be under the tutelage, if you will, of FTR. Now, I know that sounds goofy right now, but I'm going to let this one play out. We got 95 viewers on this thing. We're almost at 100. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I got something I'm going to have to handle after the show tonight. I'm going to have a conversation with a couple of my friends. Apparently, we got a rogue promoter out there talking about he's going to blackball anybody who decides they want to go to AEW if they're on the indies. He's definitely WWE cooked. I am going to be giving that name out here in just a minute. Yeah, Beyond Wrestling. I'm getting ready to share this post out right now. I am getting ready to share this one out here in just a minute. Beyond Wrestling has committed suicide. I'm going to draft that one for right now because, you know, yeah, I'm looking right here live. Beyond Wrestling. Yeah, Garcia probably won't turn for a little while. But I would like to see him. Yeah, that puts him right back in the title picture. But it gives him a couple of mentors that can actually mentor. We're almost at 100 viewers right now. Beyond Wrestling has announced that anybody who decides they want to work with AEW on the Thursday night show is no longer welcome back at Beyond Wrestling. So I think we probably need to amplify that a little bit, and we need to look at it for what it is. Now they're hurting their own people. Oh, never mind. They're beating the shit out of Daniel Garcia too. two spike pile drivers. Oh, here comes some security. Oh, he just punched a ref. Adam Cole, baby. We just broke 100. Thank you. So Undisputed has made their way. Yeah. I don't think Daniel Garcia is going to turn at all. This was a nice swerve. I like this. No pun intended. Give me a second here. They're going to break here. I'm going to take it with them. I got to do something here real quick off camera. I'll be right back. Give me about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, but I'll be right back, guys. And I'm back. Strangely enough, ladies and gentlemen, Athena Wow. The match order, everything has been phenomenal tonight. Phenomenal. No complaints. 64 title defenses. 64 title defenses in 800 and some odd days. And here comes the one, the only, a national treasure, Harley Cameron. I got mixed feelings about this match. I really do. I got mixed feelings about this match. Athena should win it. But if by some hook or by some crook Harley Cameron wins this match, I ain't going to be upset either. You notice this year they don't have a belt that goes along with that. I wonder why. All right. There's the bell. Let's see what we got. We got 106 viewers right now, too. Thank you. Yeah, I think without a shadow of a doubt. The only thing about this is the winner of this match, if I'm not mistaken, has to face Mercedes Moné, which means Athena and Mercedes would actually be together long before All In. All right, almost picking up the pin on Harley right there real quick. Yeah, we're going to be doing back-to-backs for that, too. Just so you know, we're going to be back-to-back Wednesday night and Thursday night. We're going to be doing Dynamite, then Collision, without even a question about that. And that'll give us Saturday off. Hey, I'll need it after that Friday. The only thing that's really going to be tough on me is we're going to be jumping in Friday morning at 2 a.m., so there's going to be a lot of coverage there. I'm going to have to figure out how to catch a nap or something like that, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Uh-oh. Almost getting her to it. Whoa, look out. Oh. Oh, suplex out on the floor. Women getting down and dirty out there today. And they're going to picture-in-picture for that one as well, and we're here for that. Sorry, I'm about to half lose my voice. Hang tight a second. So, yeah, I mean... the thing that's getting to me right now is that particular thought that we're actually going to see Athena and Mercedes Moné. That right there is going to wind up. There's so many candidates, Deb. You were asking about speaking into existence a main event. Where are we going to go with this? I mean, you've got the trios title. That could be a main event. You're going to have Gates of Agony and the Hurt Syndicate. That could be a main event. But I do believe because Mercedes is from Boston that Mercedes and Athena carry the main event. If Athena actually pulls the victory off today, I'm not wishing any bad luck on Harley right away, but, you know, all cards on the table, Athena is a much, much better choice to go against Mercedes. Either way, Mercedes gets two really good matches. We got 112 viewers. Thank you very much. Either way, Mercedes is sitting in the catbird seat. So I'm going to say Mercedes main event at this point here because it doesn't matter how you cut it. If Harley Cameron win this match, I don't think she will. But should Harley Cameron win this match, you get a return match between Mercedes and Harley. If Athena wins it, you get a match between Mercedes and Athena. This is a no-lose for. This is like booking 101. There's zero downside either way. There's a little bit more to it if you get Athena in there, obviously. But I don't know. What I do know is it doesn't matter. I'm picking Mercedes Moné's match to be the main event in Boston next week. Then we're going to handle Collision, and obviously I will be taking a nap from 10 to 2, getting set up for that. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be right back with Progress Wrestling. They've got a pretty packed card, too. Maybe I'll be in the bed by, 4 or 5 o'clock. Maybe this will be a 2-hour show. I doubt it. So it'll be 6 in the morning, and I will figure out how to get through work on Friday. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of work, and I'm here for it, all of it, every single bit of it. So I don't know. That's a good question. How many belts do you think Mercedes collects? Honestly, they're back here too. How many belts do I think Mercedes collects? If given the opportunity, I see Mercedes collecting one more belt, and I'll tell you where it's going to be, and it's going to blow your mind. She's got her in almost picked up a 3 count off of that. Harley is so much better now than she was a year ago. Russian leg sweep. I tell you where I think Mercedes collects her next belt, and this is going to be strictly political. But I think if Hog wants to get on board the Moné train, that's where it needs to happen. But see, that would give her a match with Megan Bayne, too. But I can't even begin to imagine Athena and Toni Storm. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around Athena, Toni Storm. I still think we get what everybody's going for. I think we get Mercedes and Athena at All In. That's where I think this is heading. And I think Mercedes picks up the win Wednesday. Because, I mean, let's face it here. Athena is obviously probably going to win this match. If she doesn't, I will be ridiculously shocked. Uh-oh. And if Harley Cameron picks up the win here, think of the implications for Ring of Honor. Think of the implications for Ring of Honor here. Heel kick to the back here. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest here, but the next belt I think Mercedes collects is going to be at Hog, and I think it's going to be totally political, but I think Hog wants to ride the Moné train. And they're willing to sacrifice JD for it, so I'm totally there for that. I hope JD works out whatever mental ailment he's got, but, you know, still. Turned it into a hurricanrana. Super kick. They're definitely in the deep end at this point. Oh! Where is this going? Pump handle. Not enough for 3, though. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing my review here after this show. We might take another 30 minutes. Who knows? Anybody feel bad about going for 30 minutes? Yes, no, maybe so. So, I mean, it's up to y'all. I'm just, you know, if y'all want to stick around for it and we do it live, then we do it live. You know. Soul food. Okay. All right, that's what we'll probably do then. I got to do a couple of things here. I got to get it ready. Uh-oh. Oh, game over. And we got Athena versus Mercedes, so no doubt to me that that is abso-freaking-lutely going to cook. Yep, there's your main event right there. Athena, Mercedes, Moné, that's going to be your main event. I'm working on getting everything together here, pulling down everything that needs to be pulled down. Pause. Yeah. I'll pull down the backdrop for the Wrestle Center part of it. We'll just go live with that. Why the hell not? Let's see here. All right, they're taking a commercial break. I'm going to take it with them here. I'll be right back literally in like 60 seconds. And I'm back. I got everything set now where all I got to do is just drop a couple of things. You'll give me like 2 minutes once the show's over with. We'll get set up for the review. We got Mercedes Moné. We're going to have some pregame thoughts for it, the whole 9 yards. We're set. I'm set up to do the review anyway. You know what would be really interesting for All In, and this is something we haven't really started talking about yet, and we should. What would happen? Now, I want you to let this marinate for just a minute because this is something I'm going to talk about on my pregame here. What would happen if Mercedes Moné beats Athena next week, goes ahead, runs the gauntlet, wins the Owen Hart, and does 2 matches at All In? Do you think people would appreciate her then? I mean, that's the discourse, that's the dialogue I'm running with here going forward, because that literally just popped into my head. But I'm definitely going to have some pregame thoughts. I got that working already. I'm going to go ahead and discuss a couple of things that need to be discussed. And yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll go live with a live review following this show. I'm going to have about a 2-minute break here. And we'll be right then. We'll be in on it. But I got to set the screen and everything else because obviously Wrestle Center, completely different from Sicko Show, so on and so forth. That's going to be my live review spots. We are coming live with an over-the-air product, probably right after All In. Probably right after All In. My advertisers are happy. I have another set of sponsors coming through as well, medical equipment for whatever reason. I guess they think that works well with AEW viewers, and I'm fine with that. I'm here for it. But here comes Konosuke Takeshita. Who? This is the main event tonight for Collision, and we're here for that. We're here for all of that. Big Bad Brody King, you know what? If I'm honest at this point here, he's my sentimental favorite. I don't think he's going to beat Konosuke Takeshita. I don't think that's going to happen. But, you know, he beat Lance Archer. You know, they're doing the recap for that. He beat Lance Archer. He beat quite a few players in this game so far. I don't know that they're going to let him beat Takeshita. He should, but I don't think they will. But that'll be cool. We can get that show done too, and I can have it ready and have it uploaded for later, and I can go ahead and put that up on a lot of my socials. And yeah, overall, I think this is going to be a good thing. Thanks, guys. We'll go ahead and stick with it. If you guys want to stick with it, that's perfectly fine with me. So we're going to be live for at least another 30 to 45 minutes. I'm not going to keep you long. I don't do long reviews on anything, at least not intentionally. But maybe an hour tops. So that'll be that too. I just got to let one person know who was expecting a call that's probably not going to happen. There we go. One thing's for sure, this is going to be a hard-hitting match. We're almost to 120 viewers. Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, we're definitely going to go straight into a live review. It's going to give me like 2 to 3 minutes to get the stage set up, get everything set the way it needs to be, and we'll go from there. It looks like our neighbor who's fine-tuning his stereo system's rolling by here. So if you hear thumps, that's what that is. Can't help it. Oof. I don't know what Takeshita has to do to put this guy away, but it's going to be... Oh, hello. Are we going to get another suplex out to the floor? Oh, big boot from Takeshita. It is a Death Valley driver on the apron. The action, the hard-hitting parts of the action tonight have been spot on. The spots have been good. Oh, my dear God, that was a shot. That even got an applause from Julia Hart right there. Wednesday is going to be off the chain as well. Oh my goodness gracious. And who knows, we might even get a live review from Covalent TV on the Collision side next week too. We might get back-to-back reviews. We should. Over the top. Yeah, Takeshita's starting to pick his game up. Brody just brings out the best. And they're going straight to picture-in-picture on this one here. Huh. What a night. What a night. Oh my goodness. What a night. I mean, what more can you say? This has been phenomenal all the way across the board. I mean, good Lord. But I will, of course, post the I'll post the Wrestle Center show as a standalone product on all of my socials. That way we can break it out from this one. We got 124 viewers. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is going to be a good night. We're going to have a good Saturday night here, and that'll save me a lot of time. And actually having it with you guys live, it will always be better. Live is always better. So... goodness gracious. Thanks, guys. I think, oh, God, I sounded like Jericho. Shoot me now. Oof. And unlike the other matches that go to picture-in-picture here, they're still bringing the action. The Max folks are catching a commercial break, but they're literally bringing the action hardcore even on the picture-in-picture. They're not letting up at all. Takeshita with a serious headlock. Almost a bulldog choke. Julia trying to rally the troops here. But if Brody King should somehow by hook or by crook pick up this win and have to fight Will Ospreay, that was still... Tony has actually booked himself into a scenario where it's a win-win, it doesn't matter. If we'd have had Mercedes and Harley Cameron, that would have been a win. If we got Mercedes and Athena, that's a win. It doesn't matter. This is turning out to be a hellacious show. Brody King back to his feet there. Takeshita was up in the high rent district. Brody King meeting him up at the top rope. Meanwhile, we got Lexus commercials kicking off on Max there. That tells you something about the viewership. You know, so that probably works. Yeah, Bishop liked mine too. I put out there, you know, Takeshita main event in New Japan last night and now Collision. He's worked, yeah, he's been a road warrior this week too. And they're back. They're back on the Max. Cannonball. Not enough for three, though. Takeshita kicking out at the absolute last second. Y'all, this match is cooking, too. Everything's cooking tonight. Tony's firing on all cylinders. We're almost to 130 viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, viewing us a little bit late here, we're going into a live review immediately following Collision. I need about 2 minutes to get the stage set up, and that's all I need. I'm going to set it up live. We're going to be happy, happy, happy tonight. I don't know if you want to trade shots with him. Dang. Oh. Not enough for three, though. That was an explosive elbow. We're over 130 viewers right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And if this goes along pretty well, I might do this every Saturday. You know. Not, of course, we're not going to have a Saturday show this coming week, but obviously when they go back to Saturdays, I may do this every Saturday. Not enough for three again. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., we're going to be handling Defy Streets of Rage. Live and in living color, we're going to be handling that. So be back at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, because we're going to be definitely going live for that. We're going to be there for Defy Streets of Rage. And Brody did not go down. Pause. Damn. That was a lariat. Not enough for three. It was that close. That close. Brody is dialed in now. What in the world? Not enough for three on Dante's Inferno. Every single match tonight, too, has been sort of a nail biter. You know, but we're definitely going with a review after this. Catherine, it was a good idea. Glad you came up with it. Uh-oh. Takeshita just getting out of harm's way. Double lariat. Wait a minute. He's trying to do another one. Oh! That was intense. Big bone lariat. Not enough for 3. Yes, this is AEW. Oh! 2 running knees. Not enough for 3. He just can't put Brody King away. It's hard to put that guy away. That's all there is to it. Uh-oh, exposing the knee. Oh! Four running knees. And he finally puts him away. Finally. Whew. Takeshita putting on 2 bangers in a row, night after night, literally. Chicago one night, pretty much Boston the next night. Next week he's going to actually be in Boston. Will Ospreay, Konosuke Takeshita. Guys, we're going to be feasting on Wednesday just as much as we are right now. That's a fact. I did want to see Brody versus Ospreay too. I'm right there with you, Dev. They are definitely shutting the show down here, so I'm going to shut it down on that side there. Give me just a minute. I'm still going back and clipping that Bishop Khan moment. All right, Dev, you take care tonight, buddy. Always wonderful. Appreciate you. Get some good rest. We're going to go ahead and put this... We're going to go ahead and put this live review together here. I'm working on putting that together here. Give me just a second. I'm going to stop that one right there. We're going to do some browsing. There we go. That didn't take but a second, did it? Give me just 1 second. Let me pull my script together. I'll be right back here in roughly about 60 seconds. Give me about a minute. Yes, and take care, Dev. Get some good rest tonight, bro. We are about to go crazy with this live review here. And you know what? It is what it is. We're going to have a good time tonight. Give me about 60 seconds. I'll be right back, okay? And I'm back. Wow, welcome to your AEW Collision Live review. I am your host, the Matty Man. This is Wrestle Center. This is not the Sicko Show, but it could be if I wanted it to be, but I don't want it to be. How about that? So, obviously, we all just sat here and watched some wonderful wrestling, and I'm going to break it down for you a little bit. We're not going to get into too much of an in-depth review as far as that goes. I don't want to break it down move by move. I just want to give a general overview of my thoughts on each one of the matches as we go along, the segments, the whole 9 yards. But I want to get into a couple of pregame thoughts that I had on my mind here. Give me just 1 second because I want to pull this back up. Make sure that I've got it correctly here. Beyond Wrestling has gone ahead and issued a statement ahead of next Thursday, which tells me that both shows are going to be live. And they have basically said, let me go ahead and read this for you. Beyond Wrestling has informed talent that if they pull off their Thursday show this week late for AEW Extra Work, that they won't be brought back to the promotion. Beyond has run Thursdays in Massachusetts for quite some time. Now, I'm going to get the exact person on that one because I want to make sure I hit the right guy. I don't want to just blanket something and just say, you know, this is this. But I want to make sure I get this guy's name right. I don't want to goof this up. I don't want to get any of this thing out of proportion or anything else. Drew, the maker of the rules, I guess you are the owner of Unscripted Violence Media and a few other things, possibly Beyond Wrestling. I don't want to speak too far out of school on this one here because it is what it is, but I am going to call it like I see it. As I understand it here, Drew here is WWE ID adjacent. Now, if you've been watching Covalent TV, we all have a preformed thought about how the ID thing was going to work. And people were saying, oh no, you got to give it time, let it cook. I'm going to get these off here because I don't really need them for this at all. We were told, let ID cook. Let it cook. Let's see what they're actually going to do. You don't know this. You don't know that. You don't know the other. You don't know what you're talking about when it comes to the WWE ID plan. And I do have a friend of mine who basically runs the program. So I'm going to keep it as civil as I possibly can. But as far as I'm concerned, if you are running a program and you tell your performers that if they go to work for a rival promotion that is your rival, I mean, obviously AEW is WWE's rival at this point. If there was any question, watch this show back tonight. Watch Dynamite from start to finish last week. Watch Dynasty. If that does not look like a viable contender to you, your eyes are broken. Yeah, we still got pollen going on up here, regardless of everything else. But so to tell your talent that if they go to work at AEW, what he's basically telling them is if you try to work that AEW show, don't bother coming back to Beyond Wrestling. If I'm Tony Khan, and I'm not, but if I were Tony Khan and I saw a notice like that given to the performers, anybody that showed up at AEW, I would at least give them a starter contract, $100,000 a year. Not kidding, not lying. Obviously, Tony Khan's got the money to do it, and I think he should start putting his money where his mouth is on that. Overall, though, what a shitty individual. What a shitty individual. I've seen some of these indie contracts. I've seen some of these indie paychecks. They ain't much. They ain't much. You know? So why in the world, if you've got a shot to double dip, as long as it's not messing up your show, why are you putting something else out there like that? That makes you an absolute loser. And it further solidifies the point that WWE ID is not here to compete. They're here to take over the indies. If you can't beat them at the venue, if your contracts aren't slowing them down, and then you start jumping into their homegrown talent. You start taking over the homegrown talent part of it. WWE is doing everything it can for a company that apparently doesn't matter. WWE is doing everything they can to put that company that doesn't matter out of business. This is just another predatory practice in a long list of many. In a long list of many. I don't stand for it, and anybody that supports this, feel free to debate with me on this. I'll debate this with you until I'm blue in the face. The other thing, too, The Rock doing an Instagram photo with a New Japan Pro shirt on. Can you smell what somebody's... You know what? It's much ado about nothing. I felt like tweeting earlier today, hey, Rock, why don't you wear a Tesla shirt just to see if that'll do something? You know, there's nothing coming out of it. I've posted on it many times. I've spoken on it many times. And I don't see a partnership between New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE ever happening, at least not with this current generation. And for the simple fact that when Vince McMahon bought WCW, the first thing he did was shut it down. And that basically killed about 15% of the history of the old guard of New Japan Wrestling. And the Japanese people, they carry grudges. I mean, we've heard the Jeff Cobb story. We've heard all of this so far. And you guys really think at any given time that New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to lay down, roll over, and play dead for WWE? That ain't happening. And by the way, for the folks saying, oh, well, they could subsidize New Japan doesn't need their money. That's the crazy part. New Japan's traveling all over the United States, Canada, and working in Japan. They don't need WWE's money. They're making plenty of good money on their own. They don't need it, never needed it, and they don't need WWE's style because it doesn't even mesh with theirs. At least with TNA, there was at least a remote chance that the styles might mesh. And for the most part, they have. TNA's starting to adjust to WWE style, so when they have the WWE performers on a TNA show and vice versa, they can actually work well together. There is nothing about New Japan that screams WWE. And in fact, I don't think the talent would want to work a show with it because they'd probably hurt themselves slowing down to slow down to the WWE style. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Let me say that right now. I don't think there's anything wrong. It's ice cream. There's chocolate, there's vanilla, there's Rocky Road, there's hard cam style, there's strong style, there's British strong style. There's all kinds of styles. I just don't think these two mesh. I don't see a reason for them to ever have a partnership. I don't know if, New Japan's bottom tier curtain jerkers would wear out the average WWE performer in 3 minutes or less. They'd have them gassed. I don't see it being a positive. If it ever could happen, I just don't see it happening, period. Now, that's my opinion, and like everybody else that has an opinion about wrestling, take for what you will. But the reality of it is I just don't see it. I can't logically put this together in my head. I can logically put together a TNA partnership. I don't like it, but I can put it together. With New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's absolutely no flipping way on the face of the planet that you're going to get these two to mesh. They say, oh, they got Io Sky, they got Kairi Sane, they got Tozawa. They've systematically nerfed those guys. They have systematically destroyed their aura. They have no hooping. And Io Sky with a title is still a third wheel. How does this work? And how are they, explain to me, like I'm 5, how they're going to make that work with New Japan. Anybody who's seen New Japan, like, no, ain't no way in hell. Can't happen. And it can't. It really can't. So with that being said, I don't see that partnership happening. What I did see tonight, and what we're really here to talk about, is a phenomenal show that Tony Khan has put together tonight for AEW Collision, and I will give the rest of my pregame thought right now. I have been watching AEW for almost a full year, start to finish. I'm catching up on some of the matches. I'm catching up on the years that I didn't see because I was curious. When that stuff hit with Max, I've been watching as much as I can, been watching as many pay-per-views as I can. I'm trying to get all of my knowledge caught up so that it's all current, so that it's not read, that it's viewed. I want to make sure at some point in time I have actually seen every AEW match possible, available. So when I say this, this is the first time when I saw this match card coming together, and I want to get all this extra light out of the picture here. When I saw these matches coming together tonight, I was particularly enthused. I was enthused for a lot of things. The discourse surrounding AEW, since you can't really shit on the matches, you can't really shit on the presentation. The latest discourse has been, oh, look how much time the women are getting in WWE. Look how much they're getting in AEW. AEW just doesn't stack up. Well, Tony Khan, for whatever reason, woke up today and said, you know what? I'm going to make this a female-heavy match, female-heavy show. I'm going to make this a wrestling-heavy show. I'm still going to fit in all of the promos that I need to fit in, all the vignettes, everything else. He basically has stepped up. Now, Dynamite felt a little bit sports entertaining to me. Tonight did not feel that way. Tonight felt like AEW with a little side dish of sports entertainment. So let's get right into it here. I'm going to go ahead and crack open. I do actually have a list. I was not planning on doing this thing live. I was planning on doing it taped and then putting the show out. And really, I'm glad I did. I'm glad we're doing this live. I'm glad we're doing this live. I'm not going to take that much of your time. We're going to take maybe 30, 45 minutes tops. We're going to get into a couple of the details on things, and we're going to see what we thought about the show tonight. We're going to see what we thought about it. First and foremost, Pac. We saw what happened last week, sir. We saw what happened. We saw the quick finish. We knew something was wrong. I hope you get well quicker rather than later. Hopefully this is just a minor sprain or something like that. We don't have any broken bones. We're going to have to rehab for 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, and he'll be back in time for All In. That's the hope. I don't think he's going to make it for Double or Nothing, but All In is definitely possible. So the show opens up with him explaining to us that Pac will no longer be able to defend the AEW Trios title, and that Jon Moxley has invoked, well, they didn't say this, but in the wrestling world, Jon Moxley has invoked the Freebird rule. Jon Moxley has inserted himself in as the third man for the Trios Championships, and they will be defending the Trios titles against the Ops Wednesday at Dynamite, which I'm here for that match. I'm totally here for that match. Get well soon, Pac. For those of you who are not familiar with the Freebird rule, because there's a lot of young folks out there right now, the Freebird rule used to let the Fabulous Freebirds pick and choose who they wanted to defend the tag team titles back in Texas. It's a rule that works. You don't have to have 5,000 tournaments. It has always worked in professional wrestling. It's always been a good dynamic. It's always been in the back of the booker's pocket, just in case. The beautiful thing about tag team wrestling in general is that if you keep the Freebird rule in place, which means you can copiously substitute in between a faction as to who's going to defend the tag team titles. Number one, it keeps the match interesting. Number two, it's a good way to cycle through and not get injured. I would like to see them use the Freebird rule a lot more often than they do, especially when you've got a bigger faction like the Death Riders. If the Hurt Syndicate expands to 3 or 4 more players in the game, I'd like to see them use it. Because in my estimation, the Freebird rule is intelligent because it keeps the wrestlers healthy. They don't have to work as hard, and it keeps it interesting because you never know who you're going to face. But get well soon, Pac. Sorry about that injury, man. I knew it happened when it happened on the show. I'm like, no, something's wrong. They're going for the quick pin. I realized that match got changed in the ring. They got to the actual agreed upon finish. It took them a few minutes to get to it, but they got to it. Get better, Pac. Hope to see you back by All In. That notwithstanding, FTR took to the ring to try to explain their attack on Adam Copeland. First off, them calling him Adam Copeland and not Cope, that's something that stuck out to me. Maybe that's a realization that Cope is not going over as well as they thought it would. Not to mention, FTR did something at Dynasty that almost didn't make sense. This turn almost didn't make sense because it felt more like it was led by Cash than it was by Dax, and Dax was the one that had been running around for weeks with the hard feelings and everything else. So for Cash to pull it off, it was already feeling kind of weird. But they managed to pull it off and get everybody's attention. I wasn't sold. Cash did the lion's share of the work on the mic, and I still wasn't sold. Now, at the end of the segment, when Garcia does come out, they call Tony Schiavone into the ring. Basically, Dax was saying, you had a lot to say last week, now say it to my face. Kudos to Tony for actually stepping up and not cowering and saying what was on his mind. He basically gave sort of a repeat of everything else. Then they start to try to beat him down. Nigel pops up, jumps in the ring to save, and then comes Daniel Garcia from behind, and they deck Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia's like, what's up, bros? What's up? What's going on here? So on and so forth. And they act all apologetic. So I'm guessing that the thing is going to be with them that they beat the hell out of somebody accidentally and then fake apologize to them, as we'll find out later on in the show. I don't know what they're trying to do here. This is the part of it that really, they took something that was already confusing and made it even more confusing, if that's even indeed possible. They managed to do it. Don't know how they did it. Managed to do it. That notwithstanding, I don't know if this is an attempt to get Daniel Garcia back in the title picture or to make him look like a sympathetic babyface. I don't know where they're going with this. But wherever they're going with it, I hope it does not land Garcia into a bigger title picture, because he's obviously... I'm going to be easy on him because everybody else is so hard on him. Daniel Garcia with another 30 pounds and a little bit of acting or a manager could actually be a good mid-card wrestler. I know that doesn't match up with what I say on the regular. I don't think this is the route to try to build Daniel Garcia. MJF couldn't build him doing this. I don't see what FTR is bringing to the table that MJF couldn't bring to the table. That said, though, they deck Daniel Garcia, pick him up. It was a little bit of melee there. Tony Schiavone did not actually get hurt in this. That's kind of what I'm starting to get concerned about, Catherine. I'm starting to think that since Orange Cassidy is nowhere near a picture right now, that Tony Khan's trying to shoehorn him into that spot. Which, don't get me wrong, if they get rid of Orange Cassidy, I'm there for that. I don't think Daniel Garcia fits this mold, not with the build, not with his lack of charisma, because he's great until the mic gets in his hand. And I won't say then the bell rang, because Daniel Garcia has put on some good matches. Now, has he put on top-tier matches? No. Has he put on solid mid-card matches? Close. Has he put on opening matches? Yes. He could be your solid opener. I don't think he's a heater for anybody, though. I don't see him being a heater at all for anybody on the roster right now or ever, for that much. I don't see him being the man in that position. But what I do see is that he has a certain amount of charisma with people. Whether he resonates with me or not is not the problem. He does still resonate with the crowd. I don't see this as any kind of, it's not wise to try to make him a sympathetic babyface. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It didn't work when they did it with MJF. I don't know what magic pill FTR is going to have to suddenly make this work. I don't see it happening. That's just me personally. If anybody disagrees with me, feel free to sound off in the comments. I don't mind. I do read the comments, as you can tell. I do interact with people. Just because we're doing a review show, it's no different than the watch-along. I say this all the time in the watch-along. You're the star, I'm the conduit. I'm not trying to be the star here either in the review. If you have something to say, say it. I don't mind. And I'll have good faith debates with anybody. I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. Okay. Sorry, I just caught a text from somebody. One of my friends just landed in the ER. This has not been a great day for a lot of people, and I have dodged it with my allergies. And shout out to Jen. Jen shows up for the show every once in a while. Jen is in the ER right now. I will find out after the show as to what the problem is and report back. Jen is a friend of the show. Get well soon. If it's you, if it's not you, we'll figure it out. But either way, we'll get through this and then I'll handle that. Back from break, we had the Owen Hart Cup Tournament qualifier. Jamie Hayter, Big Billy Starks. Much like Jamie Hayter, Billy Starks won. Although it didn't quite have the same mystique as the first match, you still felt like Billy Starks was in this match the whole way. Billy Starks held her own. Once again, I keep saying this over and over again because it still hasn't stuck. Billy Starks is 19 years old with 502 matches under her belt and a GPA of 4.0. Thank you for that, Catherine. I'll be happy to share that too when I do talk. Friend of the show, like I said. The thing, though, that I keep emphasizing, her, Nick Wayne, these folks are young. These are the future. You know, I say a lot of times Megan Bain's the future or Tony Storm's. These guys are literally the future of the company. So when you put that into perspective, Billy Starks learned a lot from last week as far as, or the last match, from showmanship all the way across the board. Honestly, this match landed at about 4 stars for me. I know. This match landed at about 4 stars for me. Spot of the night still for me. Taking it out there, that suplex to the concrete floor from Hayter to Starks, both of them pulling it off, pause, and, well, really no pause. Both of them pulling it off and getting back into the ring to finish the match off. That was the spot of the night. For me, that was a chef's kiss for that match. It's like they took it one level further. Billy Starks is going to be a name. She's going to be a name in this show. Hopefully they move her up to Dynamite a little bit, let her work in front of the Dynamite crowd on a regular basis. Billy Starks is showing me 2 things. Number one, she can be the Ring of Honor champion to replace Athena. She's been working with Athena now for quite a while, 800 plus days, so to speak. She can step into that role, be that tough gal that Athena is. Now, she won't be the tough gal on the same level as Athena. This is where we got to quit comparing wrestlers to each other. She's going to be a tough gal in her own manner, and tonight was her definite coming out party to show you how tough she was. Jamie Hayter gave a Jamie Hayter performance. Jamie Hayter performed exactly on the level I expected from Jamie Hayter. Billy Starks took it up another level. That suplex down to the concrete floor, to me, was outstanding. I had zero issue with it. As long as they're okay, there's no CTE there. I don't think there was any CTE. They didn't seem like they were groggy, drowsy, or anything else in the ring. So either she sold it really damn well or it didn't happen, and she's just one tough gal. You can't beat that in a million years. 19, 502, 503 matches under her belt. Seasoned professional, that young. Prodigy doesn't begin to describe it. Everybody calls Roxanne Perez the prodigy. This is the prodigy. And I will stand on that. I'm impressed by her work. I'm impressed by her moves. I'm impressed by how well she flows in any match. She flowed really well with Mercedes Moné. She's flowed very well with Jamie Hayter twice. Took it up another notch. Jamie Hayter picking up the win, though. Moving on to the Final Four, so to speak. The Final Four for Jamie Hayter. In an impromptu match. Ahead of that, though, Claudio Castronoli and the rest of the Death Riders accept the Trios Challenge from the Ops. That was a great segment. Jon Moxley coming in with the encrypted promo yet again. One second. Moxley continues to get better and better and better on the mic every week, explaining the Death Riders. They won't mourn Pac because only in death does duty end. Jon Moxley stepping up for the Trios. He questioned whether Samoa Joe and Shibata are teaching Hook properly. But he called him Sweetie Boy and told him not to worry. And that exit, when he looked clean into the camera and said, "You know, chicks dig scars." From a guy's perspective, totally sold on this match next week. I'm anticipating it. My investment in that match went up about 30 notches. Because we already know that there's going to be some damn good violence in that match. We know that that match is going to cook on levels that most matches don't cook. It would not have cooked at the same level were it not for Moxley being available for this match. He has managed to talk this match up to another level. And for those people who say Moxley can't work a mic, get your ears checked. There's just not another way to say it. Get your ears checked. And then, one of my favorite tag teams on the planet, Gates of Agony, haven't missed a match of theirs in a very long time. They were one of the few that brought me actually into the show. Got me involved in this show. I really appreciated it. I appreciate them for what they do. They pulled up for a squash match. Don't even remember who they were fighting against. It was not a contest. It was over before it even started. And, they defeated, Smash and Burn. I do have the names for it. This was a power squash. I mean, this was not even close. Then we go back to a backstage segment there. FTR's trying to get out the building. Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Angelo confront FTR, telling them they will not let FTR take the soul of Daniel Garcia. I can talk. will not let them have the soul of Daniel Garcia, and they will not let Garcia be fooled by the babyface act and all this. And FTR just, they kind of stood there, and every time they try to talk, Daddy Magic would be like, shut your mouth. It was a pretty decent back and forth. I'm 100% convinced that Cash Wheeler is going to emerge as the mic guy for this team. Try talking for 3 hours. It's rough. Sorry about that. They've decided. I have confidently decided that Cash Wheeler is going to be the mic man for this team, because obviously Dax is not cut out for long-term mic skills. He can do little short quips, but getting into these types of confrontations here where the mic matters, I don't see Dax carrying the mic on this. Anyway, long story short, they set up another impromptu match for later on. And, of course, following that backstage segment right there, we get Anthony Bowens and Blake Christian. This was pretty close to the match of the night for me. I am becoming more and more impressed with Blake Christian's ability to put people over. I think for where he's at and what he's doing at this point in time, he makes the perfect heater for just about anybody. He made a good heater for Kenny Omega. He made a damn good heater for Anthony Bowens. Made it look like a competitive match. Sold well, worked well. Anthony Bowens sold well, worked well. Both of them. This was just perfect chemistry. I'd like to see them run this match back. Not necessarily at a pay-per-view, so to speak. But I don't think we've seen the last of this Blake Christian Anthony Bowens thing. It just didn't feel like it was a blow-off match. Pause. Both of them put in incredible work. There were some incredible spots in this thing. I don't have every single one of them stuck in my head. But the match went along at a pretty decent clip and a pretty decent pace, and it was just the right amount of minutes. All three of those things come together. Yes, Anthony Bowens is starting to build his resume as a singles wrestler. We're here for that. I would love to see Anthony Bowens get immediately injected into the TNT title picture. But once again, Tony Khan is doing a masterful job here of loading up each title. You've got 4 or 5 people for each title, except the tag title, except, as we'll find out here a little bit later, Gates of Agony's thrown their hat in the ring. We'll get to that in just a few minutes, though. But Blake Christian is starting to show me a lot of good talent. He's showing me that he can put over what needs to be put over. I see him doing this for approximately another year, and then maybe catching a push, because he needs to catch a push. He is not a bad wrestler. When I first saw his gimmick and I first saw his act, I'm like, oh my goodness, here's another vanilla midget. No, he is not a vanilla midget. He is very talented. I'm starting to respect his talent in the ring, and I'm starting to respect his heel persona. He's another one of those that pulls off a heel, pause, just as good as Ricochet. He just doesn't get the camera time, doesn't get the mic time, or any of that stuff. But Anthony Bowens would pick up the win. That discus elbow strike that he uses, that's going to be a fine finisher. Just got to be careful. We don't want to be handing out concussions. That's my only concern with it. I'd like to see a different finisher. I'd like to see that be the setup for the finisher. But I'm not Anthony Bowens, and I'm not drawing Anthony Bowens money, so there you go. But, yeah, he finishes up with that discus elbow. They've got a name for it. They've just started naming it, and so next time we do a show, I'll have it properly named. The action at this point, the heaters, it's heater after heater after heater. Tony Khan is developing something that's going to be really good here shortly. I've always said if he got the match orders correct, his shows would be outstanding. So far, so good tonight. The match order is good. Everything is good. Tony Khan is putting together a masterpiece, and this is just yet another section of it. Not to be outdone, Megan Bayne would come out after that to a 2-on-1, and I did not get the local talent for that one. Way to make her look good after that Dynasty appearance. She looks strong. She looks the Molly Whoop. Yeah, okay, the Molly Whoop. Okay, you're right. I knew it was something. It was in the back of my mind. I just didn't have it memorized yet. The Molly Whoop. That's how Bowens finishes the match out. Thank you, Catherine. But Megan Bayne coming out after that with a 2-on-1 smash up. The dominance that's established in winning a 2-on-1 handicap match anyway, even if we know they're both jobbers, how's she going to put both of them away? Put both of them away in the middle of the ring. Quick match, nice squash, made the point. Megan Bayne is still a force to be reckoned with, even though she lost at Dynasty. I would have liked to have seen her inserted somewhere in the Owen Hart. I would have liked to have seen them have a wild card for that. And I would have liked to have seen her inserted in it so she could make a run back through, maybe earn her way back to All In, but we know where All In is going at this point. I think it's a safe bet now to say that All In is heading for a Hayter and Toni Storm match, because we're already going to get Athena and Mercedes Moné, which we'll get to that here in just a couple of minutes as well. We're already getting Athena and Mercedes Moné up front. I got to tell you, I think that's a little early, but we'll get to that here in just a minute. Megan Bayne just... the Bayne thing, you just can't talk about it enough. And the way she does the F5, I'm going to say she does the F5 better than Brock Lesnar. It's more convincing to me. And I know that's stepping on sacred ground for WWE fans, but to me, she's more graceful with it. She's more precise. It means more. I can't talk enough about that one. Then, as if we weren't already heated up enough, Kevin Knight, AR Fox straight off, fresh off of his AEW Dynasty 0-hour show where he got a standing ovation, coming in to go one-on-one with Kevin Knight. That was, for me, where I figured the match of the night was going to land, and it landed right exactly where I thought it would be. This was a technical and clinical masterpiece between these two guys. AR Fox hitting some crazy moves, Kevin Knight hitting some crazy moves. They were back and forth. It wasn't a spot fest. It was a technical match from hell that happened to have a few spots in it. A lot of things that AEW catches criticism for that the other product does not catch criticism for. They put on a really good technical match. I was highly impressed. AR Fox needs to be a main roster stay. AR Fox needs to start picking up pins. I don't know how we're going to do it, but Tony, make it happen. AR Fox is putting on some good work. He's putting on banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. Let him work a little bit with Nick Wayne. Let him pick up a pin over Nick Wayne. You know, Nick Wayne and he work well together. You could get that same kind of match between him and Nick Wayne that you got with Kevin Knight tonight, and you could actually let him pick up the pin. AR Fox looking really super good tonight. And the matches and the show is still at a heater. The flow is going well. There is absolutely nothing in this show tonight that lacked. Even spots that I thought I wouldn't like, it didn't matter. Nothing mattered. This show flowed. It flowed from start to finish. It flowed at the top of the hour, bottom of the hour, top of the hour. It flowed like it was supposed to flow. Now, I don't know how this is going to do on the Nielsen's and everything else, but if it does less than 500,000, I'm going to be real disappointed. Because if it does less than 500,000, a lot of people missed a really good show tonight. AR Fox not picking up the win. Kevin Knight picking up the win on that one. Gates of Agony cut a promo where they called out the Hurt Syndicate, and I think me and Catherine both marked out probably at the same time. I know I marked out. I didn't care. I'm a big Gates of Agony fan. I'm also a big Hurt Syndicate fan. I've been dying to see something challenge the Hurt Syndicate. And I do believe the Gates of Agony, if they bring this correctly and they book this correctly and they produce it correctly, this is going to be a match of the ages. Gates of Agony calling out Hurt Syndicate for next week on Dynamite. I'm pretty sure that will not be a title match. It doesn't need to be a title match. It doesn't need a title. You put Bishop Khan, Toa Leone in the ring with Shelton Benjamin. Oh, my Lord. Why am I having brain farts? Oh, I'm having brain farts because it's almost 11 o'clock. Jeez. You put those four in the ring together, and it's going to be nothing but magic. Book it, Tony. Book it. Book it. Book it. Great segment. Oh, my Lord, guys. I'm killing myself here tonight. Give me just 1 second here. Bobby Lashley. Daggone it. You put Toa Leone, Bishop Khan, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley in the ring with MVP to the side. Someone explain to me how that doesn't draw money. Someone explain to me how that does not draw money, because I'm not seeing it. That match will cook. That match, book it, Tony. Great backstage segment. I did like the sort of maniacal look that Bishop was pulling off. I like the maniacal look that Toa was pulling off. I like them saying, "Oh, we might get hurt." We're good with that. We're good with that. Following back from commercial break, or I think there was a commercial break in there. There probably was. We had FTR and Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Angelo. This didn't do it to me. Newly introduced Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship. That's going to cook. Good call, Catherine. Good catch. Some stuff you see live here. You know, Tony Khan just revealed and confirmed the newly introduced Ring of Honor Pure Women's Pure Championship. The winner will be crowned as Supercard of Honor. Let me just go ahead and drop that right there where it needs to be. Thank you, Catherine. So you get live feed, live takes on this show. Who knew? Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much. And that segues in because I don't know about y'all, but if there was a weak spot in this card tonight, FTR versus Cool Hand Angelo and Daddy Magic. I know what they were trying to do. I know they were trying to tease a Daniel Garcia turn. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I don't think you should. But if there is, ruh-roh. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. If there was a cool down moment that could have been had, it was this match. I wasn't feeling it from the start, even with the blood, even with the violence. It was unnecessary. If you ask me, I mean, fighting for the soul of Daniel Garcia is like fighting for the last tortilla chip and there's no cheese left. Okay, there's just not there. The match didn't hit for me. They still put it together. The match still flowed. It just didn't hit the way I think they intended for it to hit. FTR picking up the pin. Daniel Garcia jumping in the ring to try to make the save. And, of course, beyond him, above and beyond all that, FTR attacking Daniel Garcia. Two spike pile drivers, making you think they were going to take him out of action for a little while. Daniel Garcia may be off television for the next couple of months. Who knows? This may have been the way to get Daniel Garcia off television for the next couple of months. So if they did that, that was a success. If we're looking for any brass ring that we can grab hold of for this match, obviously the match itself was not that, but Overall, it was still a stable match. It just didn't hit for me. Now, it may have hit for somebody else out there, and that would have been phenomenal. Tony books for everybody, not just one person, contrary to popular belief. Overall, though, this match could have been shorter, but I understand what they were trying to do with it. Back from the break, we had Harley Cameron and Athena put on Get Your Controller Emojis Ready. This was, in my estimation, a cheat code of a match. Athena has proved to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that she is not that person that was rescued from the other promotion. She has proved to me that she is capable, confident, and can carry the TBS title when that time comes. She could probably carry the women's title when that time comes. But everybody seems to be intent on her taking the TBS title off of Mercedes Moné. If I'm Mercedes Moné, our warm-up match is going to be Wednesday. That is skipping ahead a little bit, but I don't mind. If I'm Mercedes Moné, I am relatively confident that the TBS title will be in good hands with Athena. Athena worked like the rent was due. Harley Cameron added another couple of moves to her repertoire. She unveiled her capabilities. This came together. Harley Cameron is starting to become that woman that has chemistry with everybody. She has proven she can work with every single main woman on the roster. She hasn't yet worked with Toni Storm. I'm going to be curious to see how that match looks, because I have now seen Harley Cameron work with Mercedes, Athena, Statlander. Who else has she worked with? Big name. That's good enough right there. I think she's worked Julia Hart once. The woman has it. She has chemistry with everybody. This was no different. Athena took it to another level. I think she showed off her wares easily for this show tonight. Both ladies bring their A game. The finish was phenomenal. Cheat code of a match, cheat code of a match, cheat code of a match. When they first booked this match, I thought, well, this could be a squash. This is either going to be a squash, or it's going to be a fluke win, or it's going to be a count out, something like that. Both these women brought it tough, tight, and tough. There was absolutely no complaint about this match, cheat code. I would love to see her work with Toni Storm. At this point in time, I would love to see Harley Cameron work another match with Toni Storm now. I know she worked with Toni Storm before. You're correct. I know that. I would love to see her work a match with Toni Storm on either Dynamite or Collision. I would love to see that. I would also love to see Athena work Toni Storm as well. So either way, if Athena happens to pick up the victory, this is the key right here. This is the key part right here. If Athena happens to pick up the victory and go all the way through to All In, I'd like to see her work Toni Storm. Everybody else is wanting to see her work Mercedes Moné. I would like to see her work Toni Storm. I would also like to see her work Mercedes Moné. Which brings up another thought that I had here. We're going to take a little break here because this is one I'm pontificating on. So work with me here. Let's say, for instance, because we know Athena and Mercedes Moné are meeting next week at Dynamite. Let's say, just for the sake of saying it, Mercedes beats her, runs the gauntlet, wins the Owen Hart, has the right to face Toni Storm. What if All In had Mercedes Moné working a match with Athena for the TBS title and then fighting Toni Storm for the women's title? And at the end of the night in All In, Mercedes Moné is still Mercedes 4 belts and she's the AEW Women's World Champion. I'm just putting that bug out there because the way these matches are starting to set up, Tony Khan's in an enviable position here as a booker. Because there's a million different ways he can go with this Owen Hart thing now. I was worried about Athena at first because I don't really see them needing to touch before All In. But since we're here, what would happen if Mercedes Moné goes over her, runs the gamut, wins the Owen, has the right to face Toni Storm? Athena then goads her into a TBS title match, also at All In. If Mercedes worked 2 matches, of course, if she works Athena at All In, obviously she's going to drop the TBS title. I say obvious because it wasn't pointing that way to me before, but it's starting to point to me that the fans want to see Athena as the TBS champion. They want to see her win in her hometown. So let's say, for instance, that Mercedes drops the title to Athena and then picks up the women's world title at the end of the night. Tell me that All In wouldn't go down as a top 5 pay-per-view for at least the last decade, if not forever. Just a little bug I wanted to throw out there. That was what was starting to formulate when I saw Athena pick up the win. Athena picks up the win. Convincing fashion. Harley Cameron makes her look like $1 million, and likewise, she makes Harley look like $1 million. No question about it, nothing. That was a cheat code of a match. Hats off. Rub the bald head for both of them. They both left it in the ring. It came out good. Harley Cameron continues to impress. She's another one we need to put some wins on. Because she's jobbed out a few, and I wouldn't say jobbed, more like enhanced a few talents. Time to start enhancing her as well. Tony has the craziest problem as a booker. You have so much talent that you can put over now. Let's get to it. Because the sky's the limit with AEW at this point. I think the one thing that I'm seeing out of all of this, the sky is the limit talent-wise, and he's getting to where he can put on a super card. If you think 10 matches or something, he could put 15 matches together. All In could easily be 15 matches. And I'd be there for all 15 of them. I'd be exhausted, but I'd be there for all of them. That's fact. But just a bug to put in your ear, just something to think about. What would happen if Mercedes ran the gamut, got the shot against Tony, dropped the title to Athena, picked up Tony's title, and remained Mercedes 4 belts? Just something to think about. Something to put out there, something to think about. Our main event of the night was Konosuke Takeshita and Big Brody King. Yet another talent, Big Brody King, having some great matches. They let him go over Lance Archer. Crowd went nuts. Once again, another unfortunate placement there because he had to fight Konosuke Takeshita, who did come off a serious win against Tanahashi last night and working tonight as well. Takeshita, by far and away, even without a title, is the wrestler of the year. He's making his way onto my list. He's in my top 3 right now for wrestler of the year. And this is why. This is at least a mini cheat code, which Brody King doesn't have many of those right now because it's just a big man-on-man match. He usually fights the big guys. Rarely do you get a cheat code out of this, but we have a cheat code tonight. I can't begin to tell you how heated this match was for me. I was on pins and needles. I didn't know who was going to win. Shout out to Brody making Takeshita look good. Shout out to Takeshita making Brody look good. Both of these guys look good. And Julia Hart as a side, as a valet, if you will, on this. I would never call her a valet. She's accomplished in my eyes. But taking the valet role tonight added that little extra layer to it. There was a little bit of drama there. There was enough drama to keep you involved. This match heated itself over and over and over again and got better and better and better. The crescendo of 2 knee strikes, not putting away Big Brody King, then having to drop the knee pad and take the old man out the hard way. Absolute masterpiece, chef's kiss on the top of a phenomenally flowing match tonight. Tony Khan is proving to the world right now, right here, right now, that not only can he book sports entertainment when he needs to, but he can actually book AEW with a little dash of sports entertainment in key places, in key areas of the runtime of the show. Because if you're familiar with how this works, there are certain times, there are certain windows of any given sports or combat show. People tune out, they tune back in. And people coming in tune in to see what's going on, especially if people are screaming for it on Twitter like they were screaming. I kept watching the socials for this tonight. I was watching the socials live to see how many tweets were coming out, to see what was going to trend. And you know, people who were looking at that go, oh, let me check this out. He booked enough sports entertainment in the key times when the key demographics would be showing up to take a peek at the product. He booked it. It was almost like, okay, they're going to tune in now. And he would drop in a little tidbit. Then he'd go back to the AEW style. Then he'd be like, okay, now's a good time for it. Drop in a little tidbit, just a little bit. This show was far more balanced tonight. It was probably wrestling heavy. I'm going to be surprised if it was promo heavy. It didn't feel promo heavy. It felt wrestling heavy. And he had just enough squashes in just enough places. Everything flowed. This is the show I've been wanting Tony Khan to book. He hit the times, he hit the spots, and he still closed it off at 10 p.m. on the dot. No overruns. Bell to bell, finish to finish. Takeshita picking up the win. The way Takeshita picked up the win was sort of sports entertainish, but it was still AEW style. Tony Khan put together a masterpiece tonight. I have no complaints on this show. My overall rating for this, I'm going to give this an 8.7. Really, I should give it. Okay, I'm changing my mind here midstream. I'm giving this show a solid 9. The only reason it wasn't a solid 10 is that FTR match just did not hit for me, but it hit for other people. The crowd was into it. It just didn't hit for me. But it did its job. Mission accomplished. If that match had hit a little bit heavier, I would have been at a 9.8 easily. Moment of the night. Tony Storm, I totally glossed over. I missed it, but, you know, it's just because there was so much going on. That one slipped on me. The Tony Storm segment where she was talking in the women was another Tony Storm masterpiece on the mic. And her quips, her jabs, everything. Especially the part talking about Jamie Hayter saying no one draws money dressing in clothes from a completely different era. Just absolutely slammed. That was just absolute perfection to me. Moment of the night, Tony Storm's little backstage segment. That was well needed. That was needed. That was a good palate cleanse from last night's debauchery that they referred to as professional wrestling. Overall, if Tony Khan continues to book at this level right here, I don't see a problem with, by the end of the year, AEW, Dynamite, and Collision pulling in close to $1 million just on the Nielsen's alone. People are going to tune in for this. This is a good show. This is how you book professional wrestling, and you give a little bit of sports entertainment out to the people who dig sports entertainment. This thing was about 10% sports entertainment. Now, Wednesday night I felt like was about 30-40%, a little too much for my taste. You know, everybody else raved about the show. I thought it was a little too sports entertaining for me. Tonight was an absolute beautiful mix of all of that. Tony Khan put on a beautiful show. I'm ready for Wednesday to be here already. I'm ready to be here for Wednesday. We've got almost 160 now. We got almost 170 viewers tonight. I want to thank all of you. I do. But I'm really, really ready for Wednesday, Thursday. I'm ready for that back-to-back night. We're going to be doing live watch-alongs as well under the Sicko Show banner. I will not be doing reviews of that because I have a real sneaking suspicion Covalent TV is going to be doing reviews, and I just really don't want to try to compete with them. I don't want to take any of their thunder. I want them to have everything that they have. And I support that show as much as they support this show. We're friends, and, you know, they've got a leg up on me. I want to see them grow first. When I get ready to do review shows, I'm going to do them live on my new TV channel. I have an over-the-air channel coming shortly. I'll do what I got to do over there, but I'm going to support them as well. But we're definitely going to be here back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday for the watch-along. Also, we're going to be doing a Progress Wrestling. This is going to be crazy, guys. Collision will be off the air at 10 p.m. Progress Wrestling will be live Friday morning at 2 a.m. on the Eastern Starboard. We're going to be live for that as well. So we're going to have an awful lot of wrestling next week. We're going to have roughly 8 hours worth of wrestling during the week next week. I'm looking forward to it. But as it is right now, guys, we are at the end of the show. We are at the end of this show. And I want to thank y'all. This is actually an inaugural for Wrestle Center live. Never done it live. You guys are the first. Thank you for showing up. And as I always say, you are the stars. I am but the conduit. I really appreciate all the views. I appreciate everybody showing up. I think I won a tournament tonight. I hope I did. I don't know that I did yet. I don't have confirmation that I won yet. I think I won something. Thank you all for that as well. That'll be the first tournament I've ever won. I appreciate first round of Scott's tournament for the top 100 podcasts out there. I went up against a pretty heavy, big company, and I'm just, all praise to God that I actually won. Appreciate that. But right now, it is time for me to shut this show down because it is 11 o'clock. I have kept y'all way longer than I intended to keep you. And I thank you for hanging around with me because, as I say again, I've said it several times in the last few minutes. I'll say it to my dying day. You are the stars. I am the conduit here. This is Graps TV and Wrestle Center. I want to thank you guys for showing up tonight. And don't forget, catch the mid-podcast. Catherine here giving me some good information here. She's got her own podcast too, the Mid Podcast. If Reese were around here, I'd tell you about the weekly steel chair. He was running them. Today he's the birthday boy. I'm not even mad he ain't here because he's probably doing birthday things, guys. Weekly steel chair, Mid Podcast, the Mid Podcast. Both excellent shows to check out as well. And Covalent TV. They're going to be bringing you a review Monday after Raw. And, of course, they'll be live on Wednesday night, too. I'm thinking they might even be live Thursday night. If they're not, we will be because I'm going to need something to fill that time in between then and the Progress Wrestling show kicking off from Vegas at 2 a.m. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and roll out. I'm going to figure out what's wrong with my friend, and I will report back. She is a friend of the show and does show up. I will report back probably tomorrow night with some kind of report on that as well. Get well soon, Jen. You're in our thoughts and prayers. You know that. But for now, I'm going to say good night. God bless. And good night, America, wherever you are. Take care.